Hello and welcome to Levant TV Headlines. Islamic State group jihadists are now in control of more than 1/3 of the Syrian border town of Kobane after pushing back its Kurdish defenders. The White House has denied it was considering creating a safe haven along Turkey's border with Syria after the US and British top diplomats said the idea was worth examining. Turkey says it cannot be expected to lead a ground operation against jihadists in Syria alone, amid growing pressure on Ankara from the West to intervene militarily. A powerful suicide bombing in the Yemeni capital, Sana'a, has killed at least 43 people in an attack on supporters of insurgents who have overrun the city. And finally, Palestinian Prime Minister Rami Hamdallah has crossed into Gaza to hold the first cabinet meeting in the war-ravaged territory of a unity government formed by rivals Fatah and Hamas. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting with the Egypt Independent, which leads reporting that Egypt will train Libyan forces to fight terrorism and help secure a shared border, the prime ministers of the two states announced in Cairo yesterday, stepping up efforts against Islamic insurgents in both countries. The paper also reports that Garbia security agencies have arrested 15 alleged Muslim Brotherhood supporters after they clashed with the police and the residents with bricks and Molotov cocktails. From Lebanon, the Daily Star leads reporting that two gunmen on a motorcycle have shot and killed a Lebanese army soldier and seriously wounded another in the northern town of Rania. The paper also reports that a 27-year-old Lebanese student accused of marrying and having a sexual relationship with a 12-year-old girl has pleaded guilty to child sex abuse in Australia. From the UAE, the Khaleej Times reports that Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan says the UAE, like Canada, seeks to build a society that is tolerant and welcoming of people from all parts of the world and with a broad and varied tapestry of cultures and beliefs. The paper also reports that the race for the Nobel Peace Prize, to be announced on Friday, has rarely been as open or unpredictable, experts say, with the Pope and Edward Snowden tipped as possible winners. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news reporting that US-led warplanes have intensified bombing raids against jihadists advancing on the strategic Syrian border town of Kobane. The paper says US and Jordanian aircraft pounded IS positions near Kobane, destroying barracks, armed vehicles and a logistic command, even though the Pentagon admitted that airstrikes alone were not enough to prevent the strategic town from falling. The Guardian leads its Middle East news reporting that UK's Defence Secretary, Michael Fallon, has called on Turkey to join the international fight against Islamic State. The paper says in a range of broadcast interviews, Fallon appealed for more allies from the Middle East to come forward, arguing the US and UK could not be the saviours of Iraq and Syria alone. And the Independent reports that the FBI has appealed to the public for any information on individuals who may have travelled abroad to fight alongside ISIS. The paper adds that the Federal Bureau of Investigation is also seeking details about an English-speaking Islamic militant seen in a 55-minute video released by ISIS last month. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle leads its Middle East news reporting that Turkey has reiterated its stance that fighting the Islamic State alone is not realistic, as Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu and newly appointed NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg kicked off a series of consultations between NATO, the US and Turkey with a press conference in Ankara. Finally, the International New York Times reports that insurgents from the Islamic State militant group have shot down an Iraqi military helicopter near a refinery town, killing 2 on board. The paper adds it was the second time in less than a week that the militants had shot down an Iraqi helicopter, raising the stakes for the Iraqi forces and the United States-led coalition fighting the group. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.